Hey, everybody, and welcome to this latest episode of my 2023 Natural Bodybuilding Competition Prep Series. This is finishing my 28th week of the prep, so we're really in it now. We have been for a while, but now we're really in it, and now we're already 8 weeks out from competition number one. I'm planning on doing 4. So first one's in 8 weeks already, and we're really getting close. I mean, if you look at the grand scheme of things, I started 36 weeks before my first competition. We got another 8 weeks to go. That's really, in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. So I'm very excited. I'm very motivated. It's a very exciting time. So one of the first things I wanted to share with you guys is kind of where my physique is at right now. So this is where I am at. We're really happy about it. Jeff's been helping me assess where I'm at, and he's helping me pace the prep, of course. He's kind of the mastermind behind all of the pacing and the trajectory of the prep and how we're going about managing nutrition, so on and so forth. And we're thinking that we're at a really good spot at 8 weeks out. And a big part of this, honestly, is because we started the prep so early. We started way back at very beginning, January 1st. We gave ourselves tons and tons of time, and it's really paying off. I think a lot of people, and I've done this before, so I'm speaking from experience, will prep within a shorter window and then do it more aggressively, and in doing it more aggressively will it just instigates more stress on the body, and oftentimes we can't get lean enough in a shorter period of time, so we're more stressed. We might lose some muscle, and at the end of the day, maybe we don't look as well as we could when we get to competition day, just because we haven't given ourselves enough time. So this is by far the longest prep I've been on. The last prep that I did was 28 weeks total. So if we look at my last prep, I would be basically competing this weekend. I still got another 8 weeks to go before the first competition, which is crazy. And it's about 48 weeks before I finish the planned last one. So it's a very long prep. But anyways, it's good. I'm really glad we've decided to do it this way. I think that I'm looking my healthiest. I'm still managing as far as strength goes. I don't have any injuries. I actually went into this with a little bit of a nagging elbow pain. It was an elbow injury, and it's healed now. I actually have healed a nagging pain throughout the prep, and I think it's because we paced it so well. Strength. We're at a place now where it's dropping a little bit here and there. I talked several weeks ago where I had that little tweak in my lower back and had to adjust some of my training since then. But that adjustment to the training has only been doing good things. So, I like to look at those little injuries every once in a while as being kind of blessings in disguise, depending on how you look at it, depending on how you react to it, I suppose. But yeah, so really happy we've taken this approach. And one of the benefits of doing it over such a long period of time is keeping muscle intact. Performance is there, muscles intact. So I'll probably be, I'll be my biggest, or I'll be my leanest, but I'll also be at my biggest. So I'll be very lean, and I will have hopefully held on to almost all of my muscle at that point, because we've been doing this so progressively. We kind of put our foot on the gas as far as the deficit goes. Several weeks ago, we made an adjustment there. And that adjustment right now, what we're running is we're doing 5 low days, which is about 2,100 calories. I'm eating a bit below that. And on my high days, I've been eating about, 2,600 calories. And that's kind of doing it. That's doing it. We're losing at a pretty good trajectory here. And each week since doing that, it's only been about 2.5, 3 weeks since we've made that leap down. The changes are really sharpening up here. So every week it's getting cooler and cooler. We might go down again. Not sure yet. So I'm letting Jeff kind of take the reins on that. I'm 100% good to go with whatever we decide to do. What we're actually doing this week is we're actually increasing my refeed calories. So my 2 high days on Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna bump up the carbohydrate intake just a little bit, because earlier in the week, I was struggling a little bit with energy levels, as is going to happen when you're doing this. But it's just we're trying to be proactive again because we want to maintain not just the leanest physique possible, but we want to hold on to muscle. We want to keep stress like as low as possible, which is going to help with keeping the body really healthy, keeping the muscle intact, keeping my head in the right place, and making sure, like, again, I got to be able to do this whole thing while I'm working, and managing life more or less. I've got relationships that, that take priority over this. So I need to be able to have enough energy for everything else. I mean, that's the biggest struggle in this whole thing. So I can handle hunger. I can handle like not binging on sushi, which is my favorite food in the world, and I haven't had it in about 7 months. What is it? 6.5, 7 months now. And like I can handle that stuff okay. But the toughest part is like managing energy, hands down. That's it. Being able to manage energy and have that kind of balance in life, making sure that I'm there for everyone around me at the highest level possible. And sometimes, like, to be perfectly honest, like that's hard. Like I am a little bit of a different Sam than I am when I'm not prepping, and it takes a lot of work to try to make sure I don't like it's just active work to try to be there at a high level in every area that's important to me. It's tough. That's the biggest area that I need work in. So that is what that's a big part of my focus in this prep. And sometimes, sometimes I suck at it, and sometimes it's okay. But there you have it. That's one of the biggest kind of areas of work. Anyhow, things are going good though. Things are going very well, and we are definitely in a place where we're probably going to be at our best in September, and then between shows, so September, my next show, 2 shows are in October, and then I got a third one in November. Of course, we're going to try to sharpen up between shows and get better. Again, I'm going to just kind of follow through with whatever Jeff's plan is, and a lot of it is very, like, it's a combination of being proactive and reactive. Like, we'll make changes as needed, see where we're at. We'll kind of go with the ebbs and flows of the prep, that sort of thing. So I'm here, like, I'm kind of following his roadmap, and yeah, it's great. It's so nice to have that, by the way. My goodness, my last 2 preps, they were self-coached. This is my 4th prep. So my first prep, I had a coach. That was great. Second and third, didn't have coaches. Went kind of crazy, especially my last one, trying to make those tough calls within the prep and just not being able to make as many objective decisions. I'm kind of going a little bit crazy, especially my last one. But this one, my goodness, like, the plan is, like, we're just following through with the plan that he's kind of laid out, and he's very good at being able to change direction when needed, like, and like, based off of what I'm sharing with how I'm feeling. Like this weekend, for example, like, we're bumping up the carbohydrate intake a little bit to keep my head on my shoulders, to keep me performing at the best I can be at this point, and to ultimately get us to a place where we are showing up on stage, not just in one piece, but thriving as best as we can. This is a prep, and like I mentioned, like, and even my fiance and I talk about this too. It's like I am a little bit different than I am when I'm not prepping. It's a lot of that is through lack of energy, and kind of the prep, even though I'm trying to keep it in the background of life as much as I can, it's always there. I can always feel it, right? I can always kind of feel hunger. I can always feel like the lower energy levels. So it's tough when you're always feeling it, but that's why it takes active work to try to kind of, keep it on the background as much as possible. But guys, like, my goodness, things are going well. I have no complaints about like, again, like, we're in a prep, we're feeling certain things. It gets tough, but like, that's what we sign up for. We're not doing it because it's we're not doing this because it's an easy thing. And if, like, you're watching this and you've prepped or you're prepping, like, you're probably not doing this because it's easy. you're doing it because of some other driving factor of why you want to perform your best. That's tough for me to figure out, like, why am I even doing this? And it's something that, man, I love it. It gives me direction. It gives me, it's just something to drive towards. I get focus from it, and to get to see my potential in this. I've loved lifting weights since I was like 12 years old. I grew up watching my dad lift weights. That was a big inspiration for me. And of course, I loved, the classic 70s, 80s bodybuilders. That's what I first looked at. Like, as cliche as it is to say, like Arnold, those guys. One of my other favorite bodybuilders, what's his name? The Golden Eagle. Can't remember. Tom Platz. That guy inspired me to train my legs very hard from a young age. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. We're in a really good place here. Very excited. 8 weeks out. Things are just getting sharper and sharper each week. Still have fat to lose. Everywhere, but especially like the glutes. Still have fat to lose in the glutes, back of the hamstrings, kind of top of the hamstrings where they meet the glutes. Lots there. Lots kind of around the lower back area. Not a ton, but like that's why we still got 8 weeks. We're going to keep working on it. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. It's great to have you here, and I will see you in the next video. Will be 7 weeks out. All right, guys. See ya.